Let's talk about cell division in this video. Did you ever wonder how your wound healed? Or how the chicken came out of an egg? How you grew so big from so small when you were born? Now, the answer to all these questions lie in cell division. Now, let's discuss how the cell divides. To grow in number, new cells have to be created. According to the cell theory, new cells arise from pre existing cells. The cells which will make new cell should produce all the components in the newly created cell for the cell to work. Now, this task is achieved by the process of cell division. Basically, what we are going to talk about is how one cell produces many cells. Now, let us talk about cell division. The process by which a cell divides and gives rise to two or more new cells is called cell division. It is also called cell multiplication. That means one cell gives rise to many more cells, so it is called cell multiplication. The cell which divides to give rise to new cells is called the mother cell, and the newly formed cells are called the daughter cells. The purpose of cell division, that is why the cell divides. There are two reasons why the cell divides. One is for growth and repair. Now you must have seen that we all have become so big from a small baby. Now this happened because more number of cells got added to our body in the years, because of which we have grown so big. When you play and you get hurt and you get a cut in your skin, after some time you must have seen that the skin becomes normal again, the cut goes away. This happens because the cells around the cut, they divide to produce new cells which replace the old and the damaged cells. So in this way your skin repairs by cell division. The second reason for cell division is reproduction. Unicellular organisms like bacteria, amoebas, they reproduce merely by dividing their cells. Cell division in them produces new organisms. There are two types of cell division. The cell divides by two ways. One is mitosis, which is also called equational division. The other type of cell division is meiosis. It is also called the reductional division. Now, what are these? We will discuss. Now, before we discuss about the types of cell division, a quick recap of what we have already studied. The nucleus is the control center of cell division. In any cell division, the nucleus will first divide, followed by the division of the cytoplasm of the cell. Inside the nucleus, there is chromatin which condenses to form chromosomes before the cell divides. The chromatin and the chromosomes both are made up of DNA and proteins. In cell division, the chromosomes are transferred from the mother cell to the daughter cells. In cell division, after the nucleus divides, when the cytoplasm divides, copy of all other cell organelles, that is, other than the nucleus, the cell organelles which are found in the cytoplasm of the cell are also transferred to the daughter cell. That means when the nucleus will divide to form two new nuclei, along with the new nucleus, the divided cells get a copy of all the cell organelles so that the new cell can have all the functions. Let's understand what is mitosis. Now, mitosis occurs in all the cells except those cells which produce gametes. Now, gametes are sex cells, like in males it is the sperm, and in female it is the ovum cell, which is also called the egg. Now, those cells in the reproductive systems which will divide to produce the sperm and the egg will not divide by mitosis. Other than those cells, the rest of the other cells will have division by mitosis. Now, in mitosis, the number of chromosomes in the nucleus of the cell before division is equal to the number of chromosomes in the cells after division. That means if the mother cell has, say, 2 chromosomes, after mitotic division, the daughter cells will also have 2 chromosomes each. That is the reason why it is also called equational division, because the number of chromosomes in the mother cell is equal to the number of chromosomes in the daughter cells. Now let us see how this happens. In mitosis, first the number of chromosomes double themselves. That means if let us suppose that there is a cell which has 2 chromosomes. Now when mitosis will take place, first the number of chromosomes will become 4. Now this doubling of the chromosome takes place by a process called DNA replication. We don't have to study about DNA replication now. You will study this in the higher classes. So by the process of DNA replication in the mother cell, the chromosomes double themselves. Now after the chromosomes have become double, they get distributed half in the daughter cells. That means if suppose the doubled chromosomes were 4 in number, the daughter cells will get 2 each. That means now after mitotic division, that is after mitosis, the mother cell and the daughter cells will have 2 chromosomes each, which is the purpose of mitosis. Let us understand mitosis with an example. Here I have taken a cell with 4 chromosomes in the nucleus. Now this is the cell which will divide. So this is called the mother cell. Now first, in the first step of mitosis, the mother cell makes a copy of its chromosomes by a process of DNA replication. Here you can see that the first chromosome has made a copy of itself, which is attached to the first chromosome itself. Similarly, the second chromosome has made a copy of itself, which is attached to the second chromosome for now. And in the same way, all the 4 chromosomes have created a copy. Now these copies separate from each other, and as a result the nucleus now has double the number of chromosomes as in the mother cell. The mother cell has 4 chromosomes, and after DNA replication the nucleus of the mother cell has 8 chromosomes. Now the nucleus of the mother chromosome will split into 2 nucleus, followed by the division of the cytoplasm, resulting into the formation of 2 daughter cells. Here you can see that the daughter cells get 4 chromosomes each. Now how does this distribution of the chromosome take place? Here you can see the first chromosome and its copy numbered as 1 and 1. One of the chromosome comes here, the other goes in the second cell. Similarly, chromosome number 2 and its copy, they get distributed in the 2 daughter cells. Similarly, chromosome number 3 and its copy, they get distributed in the daughter cells, and in the same way the other chromosomes, they are distributed equally in the daughter cells. Now in human beings, we have 46 chromosomes in all the nuclei of our all cells. When mitosis happens in our cells, the newly formed cells will have 46 chromosomes each. Let us discuss about the second type of cell division, meiosis. Meiosis is a type of cell division which occurs only in the reproductive cells, and it leads into the formation of gametes, that is the sex cells. In human beings, it is the sperm in males, and in females it is the ovum or the egg. So by meiosis, the sperm and the egg will be produced. Now in the previous slides we have seen that meiosis is also called reductional division. This is because in meiosis, the number of chromosomes in the daughter cells which are produced after division is half of that in the mother cells. Now because the number of chromosomes are getting reduced, hence it is called reductional division. In class 8 science book, we studied about reproduction in human beings. There we studied how the sperm and the ovum fuse and form the zygote. In human beings, the sperm contains 23 chromosomes and the ovum also contains 23 chromosomes. When they fuse together, the zygote which is formed gets 46 chromosomes, that is 23 and 23 from the parents. So now in meiosis we will understand how the sperm and the ovum get 23 chromosomes, whereas the rest of our body cells have 46 chromosomes each. Now let us understand meiosis with the help of a diagram here. Now here I have taken a mother cell with 4 chromosomes. I have colored the chromosomes 2 pink and 2 blue. Now why I have done this is because all the chromosomes in the cells of our body are in the form of pairs. I have colored the paired chromosomes in same color. This is one pair of chromosome and this is the other pair of chromosome. Just now we discussed that the zygote which is formed by the fusion of the sperm and the egg gets 23 chromosomes from the father and 23 chromosomes from the mother. That means we have 23 pair of chromosomes. Now out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes that we have, I have taken only 2 pairs because it is difficult to draw all the 23 pairs. Hence, for simplicity, I have considered only 2 pairs, one colored in pink and the other in blue. Now, all the pair of chromosomes contain one chromosome from the father and the other chromosome from the mother. Now, this paired chromosome is called a complementary pair of chromosomes. It is called complementary because they contain the same type of genes on them. That means if I say this father's chromosome has a gene for the color of hair, similarly, the complementary pair of gene will be present on the mother's chromosome also. So since this chromosome and the mother's chromosome have the same type of genes, hence these two form a pair. Similarly, we have this pair which will be containing different genes but similar on each of them. Now in the first step, like we discussed in mitosis, the mother cell, that is the cell which will divide, will undergo DNA replication. So the 4 chromosomes in the mother cells will replicate, that is it will duplicate, it will become double and it will form 8. Although the duplicated ones will remain attached. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although this is a single chromosome only, it has not detached. They have not split up into 2 chromosomes. Hence it is only 1. But still they have duplicated and they have formed double the number. Now in the first phase of meiotic division, the complementary pairs of the chromosomes will separate and will go into different cells. Here you can see the father's and the mother's complementary pairs have gone into 2 different cells. Similarly, this blue one, together they are here in this nucleus. Now, when the first phase of meiosis will happen, these 2 chromosomes will go into different nucleus. This is the first step, the separation of the complementary pairs. The pair of chromosomes will go into 2 different nucleuses. Now in the second phase of meiosis, it is exactly like mitosis. The duplicated chromosomes will split from the center and will separate. So now in the second phase, here you can see these 2 chromatids of the chromosome will split from the center and will go in 2 different cells. Here you can see it will split from the center over here and it has gone into 2 cells. Similarly, the blue one will split from the center and it will go into 2 cells. So similarly, both the nucleuses will distribute their chromosomes equally in the 4 cells. So at the end of meiosis, the mother cell will divide and will produce daughter cells with half the number of chromosomes. Here you can see the mother cell has 4 chromosomes and the daughter cells have 2 chromosomes each. So, after meiosis, the number of chromosomes become half and thus the gametes result with half the number of chromosomes. Now let us discuss why the reduction of chromosome is necessary in the gametes. This reduction is necessary because when the gametes fuse during sexual reproduction, the resultant zygote should have the chromosome number equal to the parents, because the basic purpose of reproduction is to produce like your own. If the parent and the child become different, the purpose of reproduction is not solved. Reproduction means to have somebody which is like you. So now here, suppose if this is the father's reproductive cell which will produce the gamete, which is the sperm, and this is the mother's cell which will produce the egg. This is the sperm and this is the egg. So when meiosis happens, the number of chromosomes become half. Like here I have taken 4 chromosomes for simplicity. The father's cell which will form the sperm initially has 4 chromosomes. After meiosis happens and when the sperms are produced, the sperm cell gets only 2. Similarly, the mother's egg which was initially having 4 chromosomes, after it undergoes meiosis, gets only 2 chromosomes. Now when the fusion of gametes occur, the sperm and the egg fuse to form the zygote gets 4 chromosome which is similar to its parents. So this way the purpose of reproduction is achieved. Let us discuss about the differences of mitosis and meiosis quickly at the end. Mitosis is also called equational division, whereas meiosis is called reductional division. In mitosis, the number of chromosomes in the mother cell and the daughter cells remain same after division, whereas in meiosis, the number of chromosomes reduce to half in the daughter cells. In mitosis, the cells which are formed are identical, that is, the daughter cells are genetically similar to the mother cell, whereas in meiosis, the daughter cells are not genetically similar to the mother cell. Mitosis occurs in all the cells of our body except the reproductive cells. That means it will not happen in the reproductive cells. Meiosis occurs only in the reproductive cells. Mitosis in case of multicellular organisms help in growth and repair of the body, whereas in case of unicellular, mitosis is required for reproduction. That means unicellulars will reproduce by the process of mitosis. In meiosis, it is responsible only for the formation of gametes, which is the sex cells.